What's up? Just if you're JP in the house, okay? So this is my first video from my iPhone 5. It's nice. It's light. I already dropped it. But anyway, this is my first video. I'm a little tired, but I got 2 more classes to teach. Okay, anyway, a friend of mine, well, 2 of my friends, it is. Anyway, 2 of my friends, we were like talking about Japanese girls, right? And so here in Japan, a lot of the women, you can get numbers out here like crazy. That's nothing. You can get addresses like nothing. Facebook is really common now. So you can get contact information. But whether they respond to your contact or not, that's a whole different story. So we were talking about that. So what they were saying was when they go to a club, they'll get a girl's number or address or whatever, then they'll email them, and they might get one response, and then when they email them again, that's it. So they were like asking, why is that? And one of the guys actually asked the girls, and I'll ask them if I could put it up on the in another video. If they say it's okay, I'll do it. But anyway, because it's on our message and stuff. But anyway, the girl said that the days nowadays is really dangerous, and so the women have to really watch out. They have to really watch out because the guys and stuff, that they talk to, some of them might not be good or anything. And then the guy was like, "Wow," to her response. And then he said, "Wow," because of the crazy things that, like these Japanese guys out here, these girls do go through a lot of stuff with these guys, I don't want to say it on here, but if you were here, you watch the news, you were like, wow, 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 wow. Like I said, out here, it's almost like being in the hood and stuff. It just depends on what part of the, which neighborhood you are in, that you're in Japan and stuff, But if you watch YouTube and stuff, there's a lot of information out there that tells you what's going on. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I had responded back, and I said, the whole thing is you have to remember is that they watch TV on the news and they see the bad things that the Japanese guys do, and then they see on CNN the bad things that not white people do, but black people do, but they don't really get to see, the things that white people do. So when they're watching TV, they got this white image of they're loving and caring and things like that. But when they watch news and see what black people do, they're like, wow, these black guys are just like Japanese guys, And so that's what really makes it easier for the for white guys until, they marry them or they date them, and then the image doesn't stand up to the actual person if they get married. And if they're married to them and then find out later, the whole thing just dives down. But that doesn't pertain only to white people, it pertains to everyone, because these women, they marry Japanese guys and sex stop. They marry black guys, the sex stop. They marry white guys, the sex stops. But the whole thing is just that first initial, the first initial contact. They'll see a Japanese guy, oh, is he going to do something to me? Because of what they see on TV and what they hear and, what they know, And then they'll see a black guy like, oh, is he going to do this to me? And that's the same thing, from what they see on TV. Because actually, it's kind of funny because you'll meet a lot of girls that come here. That you meet a lot of girls in Japan, and they'll say, yeah, I've been in America. I've been to New York. You're like, where'd you go to New York? Oh, Harlem, the Bronx, and they went to all these black neighborhoods. And you look at it, and she like, fine. You like, you? She said, yeah, she go out there, and the guys don't bother them and stuff, but they do date the guys and do what they do and stuff like that. And then they come back, and you can tell, they get out to America and they hang out in the brothers' hoods and stuff, and they get turned out and stuff, and they come back here just like, it's a trip, and some of them come back with the attitude, the sister's attitude, and you get caught up with them. It's like, whoa, like, you're not a sister, don't talk to me like that, But anyway, the whole thing I'm trying to tell them is like when they're talking to women and stuff, and even if you guys come in here and you talk to women, I think it was one important thing I told one of my friends down in Kyoto, Mr. Chocolate, in his videos. I said, when you speak to a woman, you have to understand that if you have an eye contact with a woman, that's communication, and that might be it, but it's still communication, and it was a successful communication. If you talk to a girl for 30 seconds, and if it's a positive exchange, then that's a good communication, you know. And some people, they're always thinking about, well, they want to get more and more, but I said, like I tell him and I tell some of my friends, well, when you walk up to a girl, you have to have an agenda. Tell them what you want. Because the best thing to do, like I made this video, and this one brother, he thanked me about it. And I said, if you want a black woman, you have to walk up to her and tell her what your agenda is. If you're one of those good black men who have trouble finding a good woman in the club, which I'm not saying they're not there, but I think there are better places to go and that are less noisy, less disruptive, and in a more calm, pleasant way where you can gather your thoughts and things like that, where you're able to communicate properly to her. There are other places that you can go, but you walk up to him and you say, "Hey, I like the way you look. I like your style. I like your hair. I don't really know you, but I would love, just from what I see, I would love for you to be my wife and have my children, or we have children together, or however that's supposed to pan out to be, how we're supposed to say it. And we raise a family together, and of course, I don't know you. Of course, you don't know the woman, but you at least tell her your agenda. Then you tell her, hey, I'm doing this. This is what I do. These are my plans of the future. This is what I would like to do. Da, 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 da. If you have any interest in the way I look and what I've said, then let's talk some more. Tell me about you. But if you don't have that interest in me, then okay, I'm sorry for taking up your time. I just thought I'd just come up and let you know how I felt, and that's it. And she might say, well, I don't know about marriage, but we can go out and date or whatever. We can go out and stuff. And if you're really serious about marrying a woman, then you're not going to, immediately try to jump in bed with her or anything like that. You're going to listen to her, find out things, see what, and start working on connecting more than one connection, which most people use is just love. But you got to make a whole bunch of them to make it stronger stuff, And after about a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, a year, whatever, however long it takes for her and you to figure it out, then you can get married. Because some people, you got some people that are just smart and they just know how to gel together, and they can, bam, let's get married. Okay, bam, and they live the rest of their life, forever, And there are a lot of people who do that, and those people, there are a whole bunch of them out there that are like that. So the timing doesn't matter, but it's the whole thing. It's your agenda. So that's why I told them guys. I said, when you walk up to the woman and stuff, you need to let them know your agenda, because it'll give them a more, how can I say it, something specific to actually base, whether they want to continue meeting you or not, but it was just really interesting that they said it. Now, like I said in one of my other videos about images and things, how powerful they are, because what you see, what a lot of people see on TV, it really does bother them and stuff. And like, we don't get to see, like when you go to different, like especially when you go to different countries and you see how the women, especially if you understand the language, how women are always complaining about their men. And then, but they don't know that in every country, all the women are doing that. And the men are complaining about their women. And in every country, pretty much everyone's doing the same thing. So you got this big problem. But when a new person come in from another country, then they like, bam, they get to get all the girls and stuff. And then local guys, they get all angry and things like that. But then if they take a trip to that country where that guy came in, where another guy from that country go to another country, then he get all the girls and stuff. So you really have to understand like what's going on. Now the problem is there are some people who just are not good at relationships, or they take advantage of things and stuff like that. But then you got these other guys that are nice and stuff, and I don't know, because I'll tell you something, I'm a nice person and everything, but I'm not a pushover, and I don't want to dwell off into this. I'm trying to think of a way to say it where I don't have to say it. Is that men should not ever be afraid of another man. That is just totally ridiculous. Okay, now if somebody can overpower you and things like that physically, okay, fine, but you got your mind. There's other ways you can go about doing things and stuff like that. And if you're in your own country and you have this timid type of an attitude, or you're always angry, and because of your women, because you can't basically get sex, I guess that's what it probably boils down to, then you need to check yourself and really look at the solution instead of looking at the problem. Okay, I can't get sex. Okay, well then, what's the problem? Well then, how would you get sex? Would you like to go about it? What's the solution? And of course, everyone should know. All you gotta do is have sex with a woman. It's just make her feel comfortable, and that's it. And that's just common sense, But some people, now, I don't want to ruin it for them. But you got these pickup artists and these playboys, and they doing all this stuff and getting all this wealth just for what? Sex, right? But then you got some guys who, like the other day, me and Jay, he's a DJ. Minami Boys, they're called. Go and face to the Minami Boys. Jay and DJ Vegas, he's in my Do You Love Black Men videos, the guy with the hat on and stuff. And they came here and they were nothing. I don't want to say nothing, but they weren't DJs, and they started doing DJ. They started DJing now, and now they're DJing in clubs around Osaka. And even though you probably saw them in these videos, with those two girls who need kind of big and stuff, them guys get any of these women they want. Champagne, drinks are free. I question that's not for free, but when they give it to us, we get it for free, right? But basically, it's just how can I say it? They're blowing up and things like that. Now, why I forgot why I went off the topic, but anyway, I'm getting off the subject. But anyway, that was the whole thing about it. And getting back to what I started from, where I started from, was that when you come out here and you talk to these Japanese women, it really isn't hard. Just tell them your agenda, because there are some women out here who will say, hey, you walk up to them and say, hey, I like you, let's go do this. And a lot of them will say, yeah. And that's because those women aren't scared of you. But some of these guys, for some reason, tend to just constantly talk to the women that are afraid of something happening to them. Or they could be afraid of the guys. And it's not because you're black or anything. Because like here where I live at Wakayama, there's these 3 guys that's here and they can't get any women. But I can get women. I'm not saying I'm chasing them or trying to get it, but when I was single, it was no problem. But I did talk to a lot of women, and it was like when I'm always out on the prowl, nothing happened. But when I was just kicking back, then they came. And, and maybe there's a correlation, and I tell a lot of my friends, when you go to clubs, you go to the baddest clubs, they got the baddest, finest women in there, and just stand against the wall. Now, before in Japan, you didn't have to stand against the wall. You just go, just pick whatever girl you want. But now, everything's changed. You just stand against the wall, and they'll walk by, and you don't say anything to them. And they'll walk by a couple of times. Like, we was in this club the other day, and this girl walked up and put her hands on my face, Oh, you're so handsome, you're so cute. And then our other friend snatched her away, and it was this one girl, she had this bad body, and she was dressed. Her hair was nice, whatever, And but she had these earrings and kind of dressed like a sister. She had these thick lips. They almost look like a sister, because a lot of these Japanese women out here do look like black women. But you guys need to come out here and see that, because you probably hardly won't see it on TV. And she had this body with this mini skirt. I was like, ooh, I was all green too, money, ding, ding, and stuff. And she was with some other Japanese guys. But usually when they're with other Japanese guys, that doesn't mean that they're their boyfriends and stuff. So she kept looking and kept looking. I didn't say anything to her, though. And she kind of backed up and stood next to me. She looked at me, and that was it. But I didn't say anything to her, because I wasn't there trying to pick up any women or anything like that. But one woman did come over to me, and, we spoke. And she was nice, had some super thick lips, a nice face. Not, to face like ours and stuff. But anyway, I got to go in 30 seconds. But the whole thing is, it's just this image. So if you come out here, in Japan, probably in the world, if you want a woman, just walk up and say, hey, bam, this is what I want to do. And go for it. Go from there, because trust me, save a lot of time. I'm out. Peace.